Hello, my beautiful ones. This is Dr. V. Welcome to a new Twin Flame Soulmate Collective reading. So today's reading is going to be all about you and your special person. We're going to be looking at what is going on in the energy between you and them. We'll be looking at how they feel about you at this time. We'll also get some specific messages from their higher self to you. And then we're going to end with a pick a card where we'll be using this deck to get you an answer to whatever is your most urgent question about this connection. So stay tuned for that at the end and start thinking about what question it is that you would like to ask. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. I am so happy that you're here. If you're already part of the Live Tarot family, you know how much I love and appreciate all of you. You mean so much to me. If these videos resonate, please make sure that you do hit that subscribe and join the family. Also make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss any further videos. So I do want to say this is not a pick a card reading. It is a pick a card at the end. Right now, this is a channeled reading. We're going to ask Spirit questions on your behalf so that we can get you incredible clarity and answers about what is going on in this special connection that you're in, whether it's your twin flame or your soulmate or just that special person in your life. You know, it's interesting. Today is a very beautiful rainy day here in Southern California, and I so appreciate those and really just revel in them because we don't get them that often. This is a general reading, guys. Not everything may resonate for your situation. Just be gentle with yourself. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Now, if you'd like to have specific guidance on your unique journey with that special person, you can have a personal reading with me, or you can order any of these oracle decks that I've created for you to give you even more clarity. So now let's get right into your reading. And of course, all of the links are always in the box below. All right, my loves. So Spirit, please give us your best guidance, your best advice for our beautiful ones watching this video. Whoa. Okay, so we had something. Wow, look at that. I'm going to take that because it just flew out. You saw it, right? So, Spirit, please tell us what is going on right now. What is going on in the energy of your special person? Your twin flame, your soulmate. What is going on with them in their energy right now? What is your person's current energy? What is your twin flame, your soulmate, your special person? What is the current energy that surrounds them at this time? Interesting. Let's get one more. Actually, you know what? I'm not feeling this one for this question. What is your person's current energy? Wow. All right, so it's interesting, huh? Look at this. So the first card that fell out here is the Judgment. Okay, this is really powerful, really important energy coming through here, because look at this. It's coming through with the Eight of Wands. It is also coming through here with the Five of Swords in reverse. All right, so we've had a day or a time of reckoning that has gone on here. Okay, your person has definitely been, I feel Spirit is giving me the phrase cut down to size. Okay, I know that's not a very nice phrase. That really is not a very nice phrase, but that is what they're telling me. Your person has recently gone through some sort of experience, some sort of very difficult or challenging experience that has cut their ego down to size. Okay, as in before this happened, before this, whatever this phase is or whatever this situation is, before it happened, your person was definitely on a type of, almost like a, I would have to say, like some sort of a giddy kind of high. Okay, I'm not talking about drugs, like a giddy high on themselves, as in they had kind of been a little bit fattened with their own sense of superiority. And again, I don't mean this in any kind of bad way, because sometimes, you know, we go through those kind of phases, you know, when things are going really well for us. Especially, I feel like with your person, they may have had some sort of career or financial success. They may have inherited some money. They may have had something come to them maybe a little bit more abruptly, like something that they weren't anticipating. Something came and surprised them in a good way. And, you know, they've had some wins, which is a really wonderful thing. But I feel like maybe one of the kind of the downsides of them having some of these wins lately has been a little bit of an inflated sense of ego. And I feel like that may have contributed to some sort of a struggle that has gone on with you. It's almost like they became very high in their own opinion of themselves. So it's like they started to become much more confident than they've been in the past. And again, there's nothing wrong with self-confidence. There's nothing wrong with really, you know, taking pleasure and pride in your accomplishments, in your success. But I feel like with your person, there was a little bit of, okay, you know, we've gotten a little bit too focused on ourselves. Okay, so they were going through a time period with this individuality and sovereignty where, you know, it may have been all about them. A little bit of that kind of selfish energy coming through, a little bit of like focusing on, you know, look how cool I am, look what I've been doing, look what I've achieved, look at the money I've made, or look at the, you know, the things that have been going on around me, like I'm the person. And again, there is nothing wrong with taking pride in your achievements, but I do feel again that your person was a little bit may have gotten a little bit carried away. Again, that is also a normal part of life. You know, we sometimes can get carried away when things are going in our direction. And again, that is a good thing. But I feel like those who are on the path of wisdom and self-discovery and self-awareness, they try to keep some sort of a humility in their climb up the ladder, right? And so I feel like that may be a lesson that your person has now learned. I think that they kind of needed a lesson in humility because, you know, because I feel like something did change. It's like they were riding a very big high, and then something kind of shifted where it kind of took them back, kind of brought them back down to earth. But in a good way. They kind of needed this with this Five of Swords in reverse. Okay, so this is good energy to me. You know, when this card comes in reverse, it means that they literally had some of those, you know, some of those ego moments knocked out of them by the universe, which is a good thing. You know, like it brought them back down to reality. It brought them back down to, okay, yeah, you know, I think I was a little out of control there. It's time for me to eat a little humble pie. like, you know, it's time for me to get a bit more humility, or else I may end up alone. So there was some sort of an alienating energy as well. I feel like your person may have been going through some sort of a phase of alienating people around them. They may have alienated you. They may have behaved in ways that were not, that didn't feel like them. It's like you felt like, what happened? I mean, this is not what you were like before. Why have you changed? You know, why are you acting so differently? And because we're also getting a lot of, you know, sudden movement with this Eight of Wands, right? A movement of change. Sometimes it's a lot of rapid acceleration in somebody's experience can also change their behavior in a certain way. And I feel like that's what happened with your person. So there was definitely some sort of a time period here where it's almost like you felt like you didn't recognize them. They weren't behaving like their normal self. They were coming from a very different place. But I do feel that that energy is now on its way out. As in, I feel like they kind of rode that high for a while, but they've also learned lessons from it. Because again, something has happened here, whether you know about it or not, something has happened here that has kind of, you know, taken the wind out of those sails. And that is kind of bringing them back down to earth. There was some sort of a change that happened, either a reversal in their fortune or some sort of change in their situation that brought them back to reality, brought them back to being more grounded. And so right now their energy is very much about second chances, Judgment. Because, you know, I feel that your person may have burned some bridges along the way during this time. They may, like I said, alienated other people, but definitely may have alienated you as well. You may not have felt like you recognized them anymore. And this is why now we're getting them in this Judgment's energy, looking for a renewal, a rebirth, a second chance, a way to do things differently, because they really felt like they messed up whatever they were doing here before. Okay, so this is good energy. This is the energy of somebody who is finally coming full circle. Okay, they went out on a limb. They took some big risks. They may have gotten a lot of rewards for that, but they do feel like in the ways that they changed, it made them feel alone. It made them feel isolated. You know how they say sometimes when you get to the top, it's lonely up there? Well, that may have happened to them, and they started to feel like, oh gosh, you know what, you know, maybe this wasn't worth it. As in, I mean, I'm really glad to have achieved what I have, but I don't want to be alone as a result from that. I don't want to be alone. I don't want my ego to be the driving force of everything that I'm doing here. So there's a really good energy of them seeking a new beginning and a new way of doing things. So this is good that they have realized, right? To me, the true empowerment here with your person is that they have realized that this was a mistake, right? And now this is something that they are seeking to remedy. So then, Spirit, can you please tell us, how is your person feeling about you right now? Because it looks like they've been through some pretty high highs and some pretty low lows. That's the energy I'm getting from your person. A lot of really high highs, and now like they're going through some really deep lows at the same time. So how are they thinking and feeling about you? How is your person thinking and feeling about you right now? Interesting. How is your person thinking and feeling about you at this time? Wow, lovely. How's your person thinking and feeling about you at this time? Interesting. Okay, let's see what Kipper has to say here. Kipper, Tell us, what is your person thinking and feeling about you at this time? Ah, lovely. Let's get one more here. Wow. All right. So you see, there's a really lovely energy coming through here about coming back to kindness. Okay. Coming back to the gentle. That's the way I feel Spirit wants me to say it. Like, I feel like somewhere along this journey, your person lost their way. Okay, they lost their ability to express their love and their affection for you and their connection to you in a kinder, gentler way. I'm feeling that, again, whatever this situation was that we were feeling before, some sort of a success, some sort of a turn, like a turn in fortune, either, like I said, like success in business, success in career, or some sort of like money that has come in, or power. There's some sort of money, power, or influence, or inheritance, or something that came in unexpectedly that really did kind of challenge or stretch your person into really thinking about who they really are and how do they wish to behave. And in that process, what I'm feeling is that they kind of lost that sense of tenderness that they had before. It's almost like they developed this very kind of ruthless, or like that killer instinct, right? It's almost like they feel that in order to get what they have now, in order to achieve what they have achieved, they literally had to become more of a hard ass, okay? With this Emperor's energy. It's like this, this success or whatever it is, going after their goals or going after what they wanted and achieving what they wanted, kind of forced them to become a different kind of person. It forced them to become much more decisive, much more tough, much more street smart. It forced them to become a better leader. And so I feel like what they did, though, is they may have taken this Emperor's energy a bit too far with many people, not just with you, but also people around them. I feel like it's kind of like they got into a groove of coming from a place of a lot of authority, a lot of power, a lot of influence. And it definitely shifted their internal equilibrium to the point of, sometimes being it's my way or the highway, And I feel like what it has done is that it has also kind of shifted their way of speaking. I feel very strongly a very strong energy from Spirit saying that your person kind of lost the ability, at least temporarily, to speak with love and speak with kindness. It's almost like their speech or the way that they talk or the way they communicate had become much more like bossy or much more like much more authoritative. And I feel like they were also maybe having a hard time differentiating between, okay, well, I can be authoritative either in my work or in, in my professional situation, but I can't bring that same energy into my personal relationships, right? I can't act like the boss in my personal relationships. So I do feel that there's a specific energy coming definitely from the divine masculine to the feminine, because of this energy right here and because of this Emperor's energy. So take it as it resonates. I do feel that for those of you who are feminines watching for your divine masculine, I do feel that the divine masculine has definitely been struggling with this, right? Like they regret that they approached you without that sense of kindness, that sensitivity. They kind of maybe were too pushy in their words, too bossy, too authoritative. And they regret that. I think that they were abrasive with you in a way that was uncalled for. But again, was part of that phase that they were going through at that time, where it's like, they really felt like they were on top of the world. Because see, we're getting this confirmation here from Spirit that of abundance. So I definitely feel that your person, they got a lot of ego boost from some abundance that they have come into. Like I said, whether it's an abundance of power, resources, a new job, a new position, a promotion, more money, inheritance, something here has abundantly come to them in a good way, but it may have gone to their head just a little bit. Okay. As in like, they're just like so besides themselves with that abundance that it may have put them a little bit in that emperor's energy. So, so I feel like because of that, they may have started to be, distracted from you, distracted from the relationship. They may not have been giving you enough of their attention, enough of their love. I feel like the timing, was off for them, as in they were there for you, and then all of a sudden, because of whatever happened here, they started becoming distant. They started stepping away. They started becoming distracted. And so you may have even said, you know what, I think it's time for me to end this because I'm not getting what I want. This person has changed. They are not really giving me what I thought they were going to give me and going to give to this relationship. So at some point they did not, keep up their promise, because I feel like they made certain promises to you during this time, with this courtship, in this relationship, in this love, they did make certain commitments to you. And I do feel that many of you feel that they have not, or they did not follow through on those commitments. And I feel like whatever they were going through, whatever these circumstances were, you started seeing them in this hangman's energy. You started feeling like they are literally hanging between two worlds, as in there's another world that they have created or that they are part of that has to do with all of these, whatever exciting changes that were coming to them. And that came with its own responsibilities as well, its own distractions, and it distracted them away from you. And now it's like they're kind of, caught between you and those other situations. And they're not really, I feel like they weren't really making a decision as to showing you that, they are all in with you. So I feel that there was a shift where it's like you saw the red flags and they realized this. See, pay attention to red flags. You saw the red flags of how their loyalties started becoming divided between you and whatever is the other situation. You saw these as red flags. You saw that your person was not as committed as they used to be. You saw the distraction. You saw this, this kind of separation between you and the other world. And I feel like that separation became bigger. And so you started to really feel like they're withdrawing their love. But what I'm feeling here is that in terms of their feelings for you, is that they are very aware of how they acted. They're seeing now in hindsight that they treated you wrong, okay? That they treated you badly, that the way they behaved in this situation was very alienating, it was uncalled for, it was wrong, and they should not have treated you this way. So this is why we're getting them back in this energy of wanting to start over with you, to kind of go back to those early stages of courtship, to go back to the times in which you were very, very close to one another. Before whatever is it that happened. So, that's why we're getting this unrequited love in reverse, because they know that for a time period, they made you feel like they didn't love you. See, not enough attraction or chemistry, unrequited. So they realize that there was a time period where they withdrew their love and they withdrew their attention and focus on you, and they made you feel like they didn't love you anymore. They made you feel like you weren't important anymore. And I feel like that is where they are deeply, deeply regretful of that. It's like, it's almost like they did not see it when it was happening because they were so distracted by the other things. But now that if you have expressed to them how you feel, or if you have walked away from this, it has opened their eyes. It was kind of like a lightning jolt. And it's opened their eyes to the realization that, you know what, you have every right to see them for who they really are, and to not go by their words, which actually weren't very good to begin with, but also their actions. And so I feel like this is a return to some sort of gentleness, okay? Because I feel like they've realized that they've lost that sense of kindness, that sense of gentleness, that sense of speech and action that is very nurturing and loving, that is seeking to, build a bridge between the two of you. And that's why I feel that they are going to reach out to you, Page of Cups, if they haven't already. And even if you're, not in separation, but you're just, having a rough time right now, they want to communicate their feelings with you. They want to be able to tell you that they really screwed this up big time, that they realize that the words that they used, the way that they interacted with you, the things that they said were probably very harsh or very abrasive or just not right. And they were coming from a place of ego. They were coming from the wrong place in their heart. But see, with this Page of Cups, this also tells us that your person definitely has a learning curve ahead of them. And so that's something that you also want to be aware of about this person, is that they have a big heart. They do love you very deeply, and they do want to salvage this relationship, but their communication is something that they do need to work on. They do get distracted by things, and then their communication suffers. They can be easily triggered. They can be a bit bossy and a bit abrasive. And so it's almost like they have to be very conscious of their own behavior, because if they start behaving unconsciously, if they start feeling like they are caught between two worlds here with this Hangman's energy, it's like this is somebody who has to be very conscious of their behavior. They have to be very conscious of their energy, because it's very easy for them to kind of fall back into those old ways. So that's something I feel like Spirit really wants you to be aware of, in that their heart is in the right place. They're a good person. They truly love you. You are their person, but they do sometimes get carried away and distracted by other instances and other situations in their life. And they do struggle to communicate and to communicate consistently in a way that is gentle, pleasing, and that is about connection rather than distraction or disintegration. Okay, so that's how they feel like they want to come back into this abundance of love that you used to have, that you used to share. So they're kind of like, they're going to try to recapture that feeling. They want to kind of go back to the beginning. It's almost like this, like can we put this behind us? I know what I'm doing now. I know where I went wrong. I'm totally aware of it. Can we go back? So it's very much of this can we go back energy. So let's take a look at some specific messages. What would they say to you? So these are quite specific, so make sure that you just take them as they resonate. So Spirit, what would your person say to you from their higher self? What would they say to you? Wow, look at these messages. They are so in alignment with what we've seen throughout this reading. Wow. Yeah. See, they're very aware. They've come to understand this. That's why we were getting the Judgment energy, right? Is that they really want to start all over, because it's almost like they are very embarrassed of their own actions. See, I've never met someone like you. You're special. Please have patience with me because I'm still learning. See, to me, that is so much in alignment with this energy that we saw right here. And that's why I'm saying this is something and somebody who is still learning. See? See? Page of Cups. So the feelings are there. You are so special to them. They love you so much. They feel very emotional about you. But look, they are embarrassed for sure. They want you to have patience because they are still learning. That is typical Page of Cups energy, right? So very interesting there. See, I'm sorry I betrayed your trust. I turned my back on you when you needed me the most. See, again, so I feel like there's a lot of very strong energy coming here of this person turning their back or being distracted by by other things and not really giving your relationship the attention and the nurturing and the love that it needed. They went through a definite phase of withdrawal, some sort of withdrawal, but it did feel like a betrayal. And so, but what I like about this is at least they realize that they know that they betrayed. They betrayed your trust in them by allowing themselves to get distracted. You are my best friend and I hurt you. I didn't know what I was doing. Can you ever forgive me? So again, to me, these are all messages of them finally coming to their senses. Like that's the overall energy I'm getting from this reading, is that your person has kind of been in some sort of like a dream-like state. You know, when they're like dazed, when they're distracted, when they have like, illusion over their eyes, they're not seeing clearly. Like they went through a very dark night of the soul kind of phase. And as they came out of it, they got this really strong flash of clarity. And that strong flash of clarity has made them really embarrassed, really ashamed of their behavior, and now has them wanting to fix this. I love spending time with you, enjoying each other, and the simple, cozy pleasures of life. Okay, so definitely you brought a stability, a beauty to their life. I feel like you were kind of like that one stable, beautiful thing that they held on to in every storm. And I feel like this person definitely has storms in their life. Like they tend to attract stormy weather, like as in like I feel like they have so much going on. They are very vibrant. They're very they're very active in the world, but because of that they may also invite a lot of complicated circumstances into their life. And I feel like those complicated circumstances can get a bit overwhelming for you, especially because I feel like you bring the stability to this connection, not this person. You are their stable home. That's why they enjoy spending that time with you and really enjoying that simple, cozy feeling, whether it's just cuddling, it's holding hands, it's getting under the blankie, you ground this person, you calm this person, because this person is definitely very stormy. Like they are their energy is that of stormy waters, and they really need their counterpart, their divine counterpart. You is the person that brings peace and calm to those stormy waters. And I feel like without you, they would really be in big trouble, because this is the kind of energy that will get in trouble, if they don't have that one very anchored, very strong, loving partner that brings stability to their lives. They need that. Otherwise, they're the type to just kind of get, flown away, like thrown by the wind, thrown here, thrown here, It's very interesting energy. So they're definitely going to try to fix this. And it's going to be up to you if you have walked away, right? If you have walked away from this, or if you're taking a break from this and you're re-evaluating what you want, I feel like, it's going to be up to you to decide in what way do you wish to work this out, if you wish to work this out, depending on what's happened here. So let's go ahead and get an answer for you to your most urgent question. So if you want to take a moment while I pick the cards here, What is the most urgent question you have that you'd like to ask Spirit today about this connection? And I'm going to give you some crystals to help you choose. All right, so group number 1, green crystal. Group number 2, purple crystal. And group number 3, orange crystal. Okay, so if you'd like to take a moment and see which one you feel most guided to, go ahead and make your selection. And so for group number 1, here's your answer. The situation will improve. Group number 2, perfect timing. And group number 3, let go. Wow, lovely. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of your reading. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me or order any of the oracle decks. Where did those decks go? So if you'd like to order any of the oracle decks that I have created for you, all of the links are in the box below. Thank you so much for being here, guys. If it resonates with you, make sure you do subscribe and like this video. It is free and it really helps the channel and means so much to me. Thank you all, and I'll see you all on the next video.